Something, Julian, we like to do, like we like to call schmoozing with Brad. So for those who have been under a rock, in a coma, perhaps you were absolutely inebriated and passed out for the last 24 hours, or you are the last person on earth to know this information. But yesterday, while we were having a snow squall, was it a snow squall?
Squall. I learned a lot about that word yesterday.
While we were having a snow squall, Donald Trump became the third president in the history of the United States to be impeached. Andrew Johnson, Bill Clinton, and now Donald Trump. Everyone always thinks Nixon got impeached, but he actually resigned before he was impeached. There were three, it was a completely partisan thing. There were three Democrats who did not go in favor of the impeachment. One Democrat is actually converting to the Republican Party. One Democrat came from a district in Minnesota that went 30% in favor of Trump. 30 points more in favor of Trump than Hillary Clinton in 2016. So if he wanted to keep his office in 2020, he couldn't vote for impeachment. And Tulsi Gabbard, who is running for president of the United States, who Hillary Clinton called a Russian spy not more than 6 weeks ago, she said she was present. She neither voted in favor. That's the guy right there who is converting to the Republican Party. And we have a video of Nancy Pelosi announcing the vote.
The yeas are 229. The nays are 198. Present is 1. Article 2 is adopted.
So if you notice, everybody was wearing black. Nobody was gloating from the Democrats. They didn't want to make it look like it was having a party because they were impeaching Donald Trump. They tried to make it a solemn, somber event. It looked like everybody was going to a funeral there.
Right.
And of course, now Mitch McConnell has been announcing for the last week or two it's going to be a very quick trial in the Senate. He wants it over with. He wants this out of the news. The whole idea is to get this out of the news before the presidential election starts. People will forget it, and Trump can use this impeachment, say it was a witch hunt, it was fake, and use it to rile up his base and get the vote out. Now, the Democrats want to drag out impeachment because every day it drags out, it just makes Trump look worse and worse and worse. And we have a video from McConnell. Let's see.
Last night, House Democrats finally did what they had decided to do a long time ago. They voted to impeach President Trump.
So what happened from there? So what happens from there is now Pelosi has to announce who the managers from the House of Representatives are going to be. The managers are going to actually be the prosecutors in the trial in the Senate.
But she gets to pick them.
She gets to pick them because she is the head of the Democratic Party and she has the majority in the House of Representatives. She said she will not pick a manager, which is a prosecutor, because the trial is in the Senate, until they know in the Senate, they agree on how long this trial is going to be, who is going to come as witnesses, because Mitch McConnell says, just come on over and we're going to get this over with very quickly. And now Pelosi's going to drag it out. She says, I don't have to do anything. Mitch McConnell wants this trial to be the first week of January and be done.
Well, he's making a mockery of the judicial system.
And Pelosi, well, it's not a judicial system; it's a political system.
Right.
Okay, but Pelosi is saying no. We're going to drag this thing out, and we're going to drag Donald Trump's name through the mud. That's basically where we're at right now, because the Republicans are saying they're not going to be a fair jury. They've already made up their mind. So the Democrats want to drag this out. We know what the end result is going to be. Unless 20 Republicans change their mind, Donald Trump is going to survive in the Senate. They need 20 Republicans to change their mind to kick him out of office.
So there's nothing that can be done besides that.
What's going to happen, this is a political process. All right, this is a political trial. This is political theater. And what Nancy Pelosi is trying to do is drag Donald Trump through the mud as long as possible. And what the Republicans are trying to do is get this over with as quickly as possible.
Okay.
And the idea being, if it gets dragged out, it just makes Trump look worse and worse and worse. And they want the witnesses. They want the witnesses to come forward. You know, there's witnesses that Trump obstructed from coming to testify in the House of Representatives.
Right.
You have Giuliani, who is Trump's attorney. You have the Secretary of State, Pompeo. You have Mulvaney. You have John Bolton. All of those people, Donald Trump said, you're not allowed to testify, which is one of the obstructions of justice. But they want Trump's people to come testify.
Can you do that again now?
They can come testify to trial without a deposition, because the Democrats know that once you're under oath and you're caught lying, you're going to jail.
Yep.
So, and they know what Trump did. They know exactly what Trump did. So the idea is to pull the witnesses into a Senate trial and drag Trump through the mud. The Republicans want this over with quick. They've already determined that they're going to vote. That they will not throw Donald Trump out of office. And GOP Senator Lindsey Graham of South Carolina even declared, "I'm not even trying to be a fair juror." So
seems very unprofessional.
Trump, he is completely unbowed. Again, he doesn't care. He went to a rally last night in Michigan, and let's see what he had to say. Let's see what Donald Trump had to say.
By the way, it doesn't really feel like we're being impeached, do you? The country is doing better than ever before.
Now his comments have gotten very ugly. In this speech last night, he said that Congressman Debbie Dingell, now John Dingell was her husband. He died. He was a Democrat from Michigan, where he was having his rally. He served 59 years in the House, and he basically suggested that John Dingell, the Democrat from Michigan, went to hell. We have a video clip of that. I believe we have a video
She calls
clip of
me
that.
up. It's the nicest thing that's ever happened. Thank you so much. John would be so thrilled. He's looking down. He'd be so thrilled. Thank you so much, sir.
Now, Debbie Dingell responded on Twitter. Basically, he said, I don't know if we heard that from Donald Trump, but what he says is, John would be so happy. If we were looking down, he'd be so happy. I said, maybe he's looking up. I don't know. Now, Debbie Dingell responded on Twitter, Mr. President, let's set politics aside. My husband earned all his accolades after a lifetime of service. I'm preparing for the first holiday season without the man I love. You brought me down in a way you can never imagine, and your hurtful words just made my healing much harder. On CNN this morning, she said, I've never taken a personal shot at this president. I think his family is off limits. Now, this is not the only thing that Donald Trump did. He wrote this letter to Nancy Pelosi, scathing letter. If we ever had things to say about this letter, if anybody actually read this letter, people are saying he's deranged, he's psychopath. And you know what? I was telling Jilly earlier today, between what he said last night at this rally and this letter that he gave to Nancy Pelosi that he distributed to every congressperson. I don't know if Donald Trump is psychotic. I don't know if he's deranged. I've never talked to him. I'm not a psychiatrist. I have no idea. If he is, if he isn't. Okay? I don't know if there's something mentally off with him. I have no idea, because I'm not a psychiatrist and I've never talked to him and I've never examined him.
No.
So when somebody says he's deranged, he's psycho.
Right, those are harsh words to use, but by observing his actions seem...
This is what I observe his actions to be. He's evil. Okay? Yeah, I observe him. I can tell somebody, I can tell when somebody's evil, and I can tell when somebody's not evil. That man right there is an evil man. whether he's deranged, whether he's psychotic,
not to judge,
whether
you're right.
he's. I have no idea. I'm not a
right.
psychiatrist. You have to go to school to be a
Evil.
psychiatrist. You don't have to go to school to know when somebody is a nice person and when somebody is evil. You don't have to go to school to be a psychiatrist. I'm not saying he's Adolf Hitler, but you don't have to go to school to know that Adolf Hitler was an evil person. Okay?
Right.
You would need to go to school to know what his
Right,
mental
to clinically
diseases were.
diagnose somebody with all of these. Yes,
Right.
you're correct.
Meanwhile, there was huge outpouring from the French Quarter to New York City to Los Angeles, rallies in favor of Donald Trump's impeachment. Activists in favor organized Nobody is Above the Law rallies in over 600 cities. Organizers said the point was to demonstrate to our lawmakers that their constituents are behind them to defend the Constitution and that Trump has left them no alternative to uphold their oath of office but to support impeachment and removal. The last part, removal, is key because while it's foregone conclusion that the House will vote to impeach Trump, removal from office in a Republican-controlled Senate is not very likely. Now, the White House delivered, here it is. We were talking about it before. I didn't realize we had the card here. Now, the White House delivered Christmas cards and that letter that everyone was
bizarre.
saying was deranged, but the reality is he's just an evil,
It's just evil.
evil person.
Why would he include that? What?
He delivered
So
a
weird.
Christmas card and a scathing six
Look what I wrote.
six-page letter.
Oh my God.
Do we have anything from the letter here? No, but he was certainly an evil person. Now, the one nice thing that happened this week, if there was anything nice, I don't know if it's going to make any difference in anybody's life, but at least it's a start.
Okay.
Out of a $1.4 trillion spending package, the Congress and the senators, Republicans, Democrats, President Trump came together to put a total of $25 million to gun violence research out of a spending package of $1.4 trillion. Now, Congress stopped funding gun violence research back in 1996 after an amendment passed blocking agencies from using federal funds to advocate for gun control. So, it's a drop in the bucket. I don't know what this research is going to do, who's going to look at it, how it's going to change anybody's life.
Right.
But at least for the first time in 24 years, there is at least funding to look into the modus of why there is gun violence. I don't know what is happening in India because it's hard for me to follow everything.
Okay.
But apparently in India, there is no internet at this moment.
Yeah, it's scary.
They have shut down the internet. There are protests in almost every major city. Apparently, Prime Minister Modi, who's the Prime Minister in India, has made a law that says that people from countries in Bangladesh, Pakistan, and Afghanistan who have Hindu, Sikh, or Buddhist background can apply for Indian citizenship, but the law excluded Muslims. So Hindus, Sikhs, Buddhists from Bangladesh, Pakistan, and Afghanistan can apply for Indian citizenship. Muslims from those countries cannot. Critics say the new citizenship law would take power from India's 200 million Muslims and is the latest effort by President Modi to carry out his party's Hindu nationalist agenda. We don't know, I don't know enough about it to comment on it, so I'm just literally...
Sounds like George Orwell, 1984.
What I read is what I'm reporting. I don't know enough to give my opinion on it, but I do know that in the news we have seen people protesting all across the country and citing the threat of violence and false rumors. Authorities in Northeast India cut off access to the internet in several parts of the country last week in response to protests against the new citizenship law.
Can you imagine if that happened here ever for even a half hour, 10 minutes? I mean,
well, we have a constitution, but I don't know about Donald Trump if he believes that or not. Meanwhile, this is very disturbing. I find this to be disturbing. Snapchat added a feature yesterday. I go on Snapchat, I think, 3 times in my whole life, so I'm not a Snapchat person. But Snapchat added a feature yesterday that basically allows you to deep fake yourself into a video or GIF just for fun. So what do you mean by a deep fake? It means videos that have used artificial intelligence techniques to superimpose your image over somebody else's image and make it look as somebody famous is on your video. For example, adult film star Raquel Roper, I don't know who she is, but apparently she's a film star of adult.
Okay, all right.
Adult. This is her. Was watching a trailer for a YouTube series about deep fakes, and near the end of the video, she noticed a clip taken from one of her films, but it was not her face depicted on the screen. It was Selena Gomez's. We obviously can't show it because it's an X-rated video, but what we also have seen in the last 24 hours is a deep fake video made by Jordan Peele. Now, he produced it as an example of how easy it would be to have a politician say something you want to hear and make it look authentic when it's not. Let's watch.
We're entering an era in which our enemies can make it look like anyone is saying anything at any point in time, even if they would never say those things. So, for instance, they could have me say things like, Killmonger was right, or Ben Carson is in the sunken place, or, how about this, simply, President Trump is a total and complete dipshit. Now, you see, I would never say these things, at least not in a public address, but someone else would. Someone like Jordan Peele.
So this
is a dangerous time. Moving forward, we need to be more vigilant with what we trust from the internet. That's a time when we need to rely on trusted news sources. It may sound basic, but how we move forward in the age of information is going to be the difference between whether we survive or whether we become some kind of fucked up dystopia. Thank you. And stay woke, bitches.
Now, Snapchat says this is a latest addition to the app, is called Cameo. I find it very disturbing. Now, you can see from there that it was obvious that it wasn't President Obama if you looked very closely at the face.
And the side-by-side helped.
Right. But the reality is, if Snapchat is able to do that, I am sure there's other artificial intelligence that will be able to do an even
much better
job. Now, imagine if this is, you have videos like this going around social media, and the fake news and the fake information that's going to come from this new technology.
They're giving this to us, so they're allowing us to use this technology. Anybody's words can then be changed over the course of history.
Yeah, and it's going to be, and by the way, this is going to be embedded in the chat sticker bar, and it's going to go live in the United States today, and it's rolling out globally to 150 countries. You get to choose, and you get to choose the body you'd like for your face to appear on, and Snapchat is going to use artificial intelligence to manipulate your face into displaying different emotions.
Okay.
All right. Meanwhile, we missed Hump Day yesterday.
We did.
The camels need to get out and walk around. So we're going to do Hump Day Thursdays.
There they are.
There we are. It's going to be Hump Day Thursdays.
It's Hump Day.
We'll go through this very quickly because we have a lot here on our Christmas last Christmas show. Now, Kim Kardashian, you know who she is, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so she posted on Instagram stories giving us a peek at her holiday decorations this year, and many people thought that her white tree was very, very interesting. Now, Kim says, I love these. They're so whimsical, like Whoville, but all white. Now, the Christmas tree was all white, but it looks like, what did it look like to you? It looked like giant dildos, right?
Yeah, it looks like at the Museum of Sex, they have a bunch of different giant-sized penises and dildo shapes.
I don't know. It looks more.
Why do you think she thinks that looks like a tree?
I don't know. It looks to me more like just a big thing of
or like snowballs.
Candy.
Yeah.
Now, Now, some people, what am I looking at here? Now, in the story, Kim does say that the decorations that line the walls through the house are made from plush materials, but maybe it's the ominous lighting that makes the trees appear evil, according to BuzzFeed. Like, you all can imagine the creepy twins from The Shining just chilling near those trees,
so scary,
right? Or there's a picture with a tampon. Do these Christmas ornaments look like tampons? Tell me this is not a tampon gone rogue. Now, folks on Twitter have also had their opinion. LA Tweet said, welcome to this tutorial about how Kim Kardashian looks in your home for Christmas. The first thing you'll need is about 10 rolls of paper towels and a sharp X-Acto knife. Sharp X-Acto knife. Start sawing. So meanwhile, there is a follow-up to Jason Derulo.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean,
now.
I was a fan of the video.
Now, I hope there's no video, but maybe some people want there's a video of this. Now, last week, Jason Derulo was complaining that Instagram took down his picture.
They censored him.
They censored him because he had very tight underwear on, and he had a lot of junk in his trunk. And his junk was just way too big, and Instagram felt he had an erection, and he's like, nope, it was not.
How could they determine that?
It
Really,
was not,
you know?
And they took his picture down. So now Jason Derulo is saying they did the same thing to his anaconda in the upcoming movie Cats. So he plays a big cat in the movie. I don't know what his role is, but he plays a cat. They're all cats. He told Andy Cohen on Bravo the other night, quote, we have this quote, or I'm saying it. They edited the dick out. I noticed that. He told Andy Cohen on the host's Sirius XM radio show. It was this XM radio show, not on Bravo. 125%. I don't see it in the trailer for sure. I'm not very surprised. So he said when he filmed it, his junk and anaconda was there, and then they edited it out.
So the editors are probably like, it's just too big, and people are going to be staring at just that.
Well,
but that's not his fault.
Well, they also utilized digital fur technology for the felines, which is made even more amusing when you realize the cats have human breasts.
Yes, correct. They also have
human breasts, but nothing else.
Which are allowed,
yes.
Right? Yeah.
It's Christmas time.
It is Christmas time.
And one of the best things about Christmas is indulging in a big festive dinner. Well, someone thought the time to spend to cook such a feast would be better spent doing something else, because now pizza.
Yes.
You can get a full course Christmas dinner in one can.
Ew.
It's called Christmas Tinner by Game, and has become a Christmas sensation over the last few years. The original 9-layer meal includes everything you need for a traditional Christmas dinner, including dessert. It looks very yummy. It starts with scrambled eggs and bacon, then it moves down to 2 mince pies, turkey and potatoes, gravy, bread sauce, cranberry sauce, Brussels sprouts with stuffing or broccoli with stuffing, roast carrots, parsnips, and to complete the meal, Christmas pudding, all in a can. While many can't imagine eating Christmas dinner from a can, the tinners are so popular the company has been inundated with requests for different versions. This year, a video game retailer has launched a vegan version of the tinner. It is a UK-based gaming company, introduced the product in 2013. The tinners were created and marketed for gamers who cannot tear themselves away from their TV console. We have a video clip of somebody tasting this. Let's see.
Mince pie. Now that is good. That is good, definitely. Oh, lovely. Corn.
That is disgusting.
How does he even know which part he's tasting? Ugh.
And finally, there's a Spanish hotel. They claim to have the most expensive Christmas tree in the world, a 19-foot fir worth $15 million. The Kempinski Hotel near Marbella, Spain. I was in Marbella, Spain.
I know.
I was in Marbella, Spain?
Oh, yeah, I've seen your pictures.
Okay. It revealed it's decadently decorated. I don't know if I've been in this hotel, but I've been into the city of Marbella.
Okay.
They revealed its decadently decorated tree, and it's gotten a lot of buzz. Perhaps the most extravagant is a $5.5 million red oval diamond, which the New York Post noted could buy a lifetime of clean water for about $380 85,000 villagers in Tanzania. There's also a 3-carat pink diamond ornament. The tree was decorated. Thanks for watching. For more Bradshaw Live, like and subscribe to our YouTube channel.